Hey everyone, welcome back to the vlog. For those of y'all that are new, my name is Brad and I vlog about primary care and personal finance for physicians, but I also own my own private practice. And today I wanted to talk more about just my practice and rant about kind of where we're at in the process and how things are going. You know, as it gets close to the end of the year, because it's currently December when I'm making this video, I think it's nice to look back and say, how has the financial health of the clinic gone? And luckily this year, it's been amazing. Every now and then I look back and I think about all those people who told me, you can't do a primary care practice anymore, you can't start up your own clinic, it's financially impossible. I don't know, I think back to that and I think those people had no idea what they were talking about. And I definitely had a lot of financial learnings along the way, especially some expensive ones. So where are we at today? We have 5 providers, we have 2 docs, 3 PAs. And it's not like I have anything against NPs. That's a whole nother talk about NPs versus PAs. But it's just where we're at. Now, it hasn't been because we don't want to hire physicians. It's been extremely hard to hire physicians. Go back to one of my previous videos and you'll see that I will go on a rant about all these mistakes people have made whenever they were interviewing for our practice to join as a physician. It was eye-opening that there's a lot of people who just don't know how to interview. Where are we at today? Well, we leased another location that's about 20 miles away from our main office. Actually, it's a little bit less than that. It's probably about 15 miles away from our main office. And we're in a dense enough city to where that is actually far enough away to where we're not going to cannibalize ourselves. What I mean by that is that the patients that already come from that area, they're unlikely to drive all the way over to us and say, oh, I'm just going to go to this new location, and a large portion of our patients are going to drop out because now we've opened one too close to each other. That's what I mean by cannibalized patients. We rented this space and we started paying rent on it, I want to say about August, maybe it was July. And we thought we had a physician lined up. Well, that physician ended up backing out, and then we had to go down the rabbit hole trying to find another physician. Like I said, trying to hire another physician, extremely hard. Well, we think we found another physician. They verbally have told us that they're going to sign the contract. They haven't given it to me yet, but they said they'd sign it this weekend, and we still got, another 24 hours left in this weekend. So there's still a little bit of time for them to get it to us, and I don't think they would lead me astray, so I fully think this person's going to sign. If they do start with us, that means probably about 90 days in the future, we'll end up starting that other location. Well, we ran into a little bit of a conundrum because now we found this lovely physician who realized that she does not like the business of medicine. She seems like she is a wonderful doctor, and she's basically asked us to take over her practice and run it for her because she doesn't want to do anything business related anymore. Her kids are in college. She's tired of working on the business thing. She's tired of finding employees, tired of finding billers, trying to hound them down. And I respect that. I think not everyone wants to be a business owner. Running a clinic is definitely way more than a 40-hour job per week. And, kudos to this person for saying, you know what? It's not that I couldn't do it. I just don't want to do that. I think that's an important concept. She didn't fail in any way. She is a wonderful physician. Her practice is a success, even though it's early. Not everyone wants to own and run a business, and there's nothing wrong with that. So now where we're at is we may have 2 locations in the next 90 days that we're going to open. And that's a little bit scary to think that we're going to add about 40% volume in terms of, providers, if you will. So we'll go from 5 to 7, which means, let's say we're going to guarantee them $250,000 a year, plus all the extra stuff that goes into that, 401k, PTO, benefits. Let's just round up to $300,000 per year. We're on the hook for $600,000 for the first year. And although we can definitely swing that, and that's not a problem, that's just part of growing a business. As we grow the business, those numbers, even though they become larger, they become less scary as we become more and more established and we see regular money coming in. I still maintain that I have no desire to take on private equity. I want to stay independent as long as possible. And I like to reach out to my older brother. My older brother, for those of you who don't know, he started and sold an oil and gas company. And it wasn't just him, there were other people. But that ended up going public on the stock market. They ended up selling it for like $5.5 billion. And he's very well off and knows a lot about business. So I look up to him. I asked him over this Thanksgiving break, since that was just like a week and a half ago, and I said, hey, what would you do in my scenario? I'm just curious. And his answer was, as long as you're not risk averse, which clearly you're not starting up your own practice, he's like, if it's making money, then I would just keep pushing on the gas pedal and I would just keep making more and more money and growing larger and larger. And it was nice to hear that because that's what I intend to potentially do. Not that I intend to screw these employees over by paying them a low amount of money, but there's a lot of risk that we're taking onto that. And being a business owner, that risk needs to be compensated. And although we're going to take a small portion off the top in profit, it's still going to be nice to grow larger and larger, because the larger we get, the more we can argue to insurance companies to say, pay us more money. The other thing about where we're at is we've really hired a lot of virtual assistants. And those virtual assistants, here where we're at right now, we end up paying about $25 an hour for our average employee, plus benefits. So let's round up to $30 an hour. For our virtual assistants, we pay like $8 an hour. No benefits at all. And, at first I felt really bad about hiring these individuals. I was like, damn, sounds like I'm some kind of like, sorry to use the term, but slave driver over here, like paying pennies on the dollar. But when we talk to these individuals, they are so happy because they're making more money doing this than they were in the hospital or any of the other things that they were previously doing. And they're all either physical therapists. One of them is a pharmacist that no longer works as a pharmacist, but works for us virtually. It is incredible to see how thankful they are. We definitely reward that with nice bonuses at the end of the year. That's all to say that we've become a lot leaner as we grow, and I think that's also helped the profits in terms of being lean. The other thing that has helped us as well is we've really leaned into technology. We really encourage patients to text us rather than call us, and that's turned out to be a huge benefit because many of those texting conversations, we can't handle that via texting. But you know what? We flip that into a virtual visit or an in-person visit, and we've noticed our visits go through the roof and explode. Because a lot of those people that are texting in being like, hey, I have a cold sore, never discussed this before, that's a quick 99213, maybe even a 4 if you discuss other things. And that could be a quick 5 to 10 minute virtual chat. Those are so easy. And that's something that we've definitely exploded in our practice, is trying to transition those texting conversations into visits, which we've been very successful doing. Well, that's a quick update on how the practice is going, where we're at. Who knows, maybe in a week or two, I'll be updating you guys about how we truly did sign with these 2 practices, and we're going to go from our location now and grow it to 2 more locations. I don't know, I think that it may be the right decision. Let me know what y'all would do if y'all were in my shoes. Hope y'all have a nice week ahead. See y'all next time.